Hello guys, today we're going to talk about some of the worst pickups I've made in 2019. So, I picked up a lot of stuff this year, and a lot of it was great, but we'll start by covering something that's not so great. Now the first thing that's really awful is New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. This game was originally released on the Wii U in 2012 as a launch title. But we know how well it worked because many people were confused between the Wii and the Wii U. And that's why sales were so low. So, because of this, Nintendo had to port a bunch of their games from the Wii U to the Nintendo Switch, and this is one of them. This one, right here, is exactly the same as New Super Mario Bros. U on the Wii U. Well, except for Peachette or something. Now, this one has other stuff too, like Super Crown, and this just combines New Super Mario Bros. U with New Super Luigi U, a DLC. Now, this game is exactly like New Super Mario Bros. U, and it's not exciting. I mean, I much prefer playing New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I did that on November 15th to prove that a 10-year-old Nintendo game can still, of a different genre, can still be better than a hype new release. So it says up to 4 players and stuff. Well, I'm guessing this game would sell a lot because the continuity of the console is different, like Nintendo Switch. So my verdict, 6 out of 10. It was enjoyable to play for a while, but it's not enjoyable for any longer. Okay. Now my second worst pickup of the year would be Tetris Worlds. I better cover the price tag for PlayStation 2. Now I exclusively bought this because the game uses a CD-ROM format instead of a DVD-ROM format. But the thing is, I played this game a lot, and it was not as enjoyable as the other Tetris games, such as Puyo Puyo Tetris or Tetris Effect or something like that. This game just felt really cheaply done and very old, despite the platform it was released on, PlayStation 2. So you were expecting next generation graphics? Well, yeah, you sort of got it, but in reality, the PlayStation, this did not leverage the abilities of the PS2 that much. So, now, I really hate to do stuff like this, like bash on a really good game, but there is one reason I chose this pickup as one of the worst. And do you want to know what it is? Because the packaging lied to you. So, in this case, this would be the Korean copy of Trails of Cold Steel 3. I bought this in Korea and I made an early release video about it. Now, on the surface, this looks like a Japanese copy and stuff. But when you go to when you look at the hard drive requirement, it says it only requires 128 megabytes, but that's for saving. The game needs to install another 40 gigabytes onto the hard drive space. So, they kind of lied to me. Also, I'm not that fluent at Korean. But, other than that, this game is actually one of the best that came out this decade. And this game is getting a port to the Nintendo Switch. To y'all Switch lovers. So, yeah, enough of that. Now, another bad pickup I made was, believe it or not, another good one. Seishun Seminar and Never Give It Up from the anime Bokuben. Now, why is this a bad pickup? I did get a pre-order bonus, but the thing is, I bought this in Japan, and the smart heads at US Customs and Border Protection did this to the packaging. I mean, the CD is intact. See this? I won't be playing anything back on the video because Sony's copyright laws are very strict. But see how it cracks here? Yeah. And then we also have this over. Hold on. We have Tekken Tag Tournament 2. Now this game, I really enjoyed it, but the thing is, it was also a launch title of the Wii U, and it was... This is probably gonna be the most stupid thing ever, but Nintendo region locked this game. Even though I was able to get homebrew on my North American Wii U to accept this disc, but it turns out the files are exactly the same. Now, what type of batch that Nintendo put on us? So in this game, it says, they made it really clear, this will not play on a Nintendo Wii. They made it very clear. Yet, people in North America, they're so stupid, and they're like, oh, it's a regular Wii or Wii U, what's the difference? Like, I remember back in 7th grade, I told my class I got a Wii U, but they're like, what's the difference? But there are two main differences. First, it has a gamepad, so while you watch TV, you can have your child play Mario Kart 8 and call it a day. Now, the Wii U also has HD graphics, which is similar to like a Xbox 360 or PS3. It also uses like Blu-ray based media. So, and this goes into another topic. Not many people know the difference between DVD and Blu-ray in North America. That's why DVD sales in the US are still very high even in 2019. I mean, when you go to schools and you watch a movie, they usually provide it on DVD because not only is Blu-ray like confusing, but there's also like the licensing fees you have to pay for Sony if you want to get a Blu-ray drive, and that's just not economical for school environments. So, enough about that rant. Now we have another crappy pickup coming up. This is Anokoro Kimi Oikaketa, or the Japanese version of You Are the Apple of My Eye. I did pick up the Taiwanese version. I'll cover my best pickups in a separate video. But basically, this was actually mastered pretty poorly. I mean, the case design is actually one of the best I've seen on a DVD. Get this out of the way. See this? The mechanism is so good. You just put it out, and it actually worked. However, I was going to buy this in Shibuya, but I didn't have enough cash on me. They didn't accept credit cards, so I ended up getting this off Amazon Japan while I was in Japan. Kind of ironic, right? But the main problem with this DVD is the 16:9 letterboxing and the Region 2 lock that has existed for several years. Now, the 16:9 master they use, you get less picture and more black bars. That's why a lot of American movie studios are now making their movies like Disney. They're just converting their movies from the CinemaScope aspect to like a aspect ratio that you usually see on a TV or something. But this Region 2 lock is just really stupid. I mean, or the DVD region locking system as a whole is stupid, because in the DVD region lock, you have NTSC countries scattered over like several different regions, and PAL is several different regions. And Region 2 makes the least sense in my opinion. You have Europe and the Middle East. Yeah, they have a lot in common. But Japan using region 2? Wow, that's kind of scummy. We have this Korean drama, Guardian, The Lonely and Great God. This is actually the best Korean drama of 2016 and 2017 and possibly the decade. It used to be available on Drama Fever, but the corporate executives at AT&T and Warner Media decided to shut down Drama Fever in October 2018, just like very abruptly, no warning and stuff. So now it's on Viki, but a lot of Korean dramas that were on Drama Fever had still not made it over to Viki, or as I call it, they're being held hostage by Warner Media and AT&T. The thing is, there's a lot of stuff that's not good, like DVD video. It's region free, fortunately. It's NTSC color, 16:9, and no issue, but 4.7 gigabytes. If you're gonna fit this on 4 discs, then the compression has to be really bad, and bad it is. Now there's also 3 subtitles and a stereo Korean track, especially. I mean, South Korea uses ATSC, and they're probably a step further in ATSC than the US is, because South Korea is the only country in the world to have like terrestrial 4K broadcasting. But they just use like a dumbed down track, and they just use a poor MP4 master. Yes, it's a complete set, and they say no copying. I have evidence to see that they copied it. So here it is. Look at how cheap the packaging is. And my camera's about to run out of battery, so after this I'll have to take a quick break. Look at this design, it's not good. Now, this was actually licensed to Malaysia, but this was also sold in Singapore. This came from a city called Johor Bahru, which is right across the border from Singapore. Now I'm gonna take a break because my camera's about to run out of battery, and the battery charging takes way too long. Okay, so we're back because I found a better battery. Now, another bad pickup I made was Sailor Moon Season 1 Part 1 on DVD. I mean, this is a great anime, but the problem is the package lied to you again. Plus, the quality of the video is not that great. I mean, it's way better than the Goblin one, the Korean drama one I did earlier, but there's a complete lie in this package. 4:3 aspect ratio. Now, there are reviews on Amazon that say that this uses 16:9 instead of 4:3. And this says English and Japanese stereo audio. But the thing is, only the English isn't stereo. The Japanese was completely in mono. Unless it was the initial broadcast and you happened to catch it back in Japan at that time. But other than that, it's a great product. I suggest getting the Region 2 DVDs instead, or the Japanese Blu-rays, but they're gonna cost a lot of money. I'm not lying. Okay, so next we have Soul Calibur. This is a pretty good game, honestly, but I did get this from a claim sale and the packaging is in kind of bad condition. But what else do I have to say about it? Oh yeah, and the disc is pretty scratched too. Now on a Dreamcast, if you have more scratches on a disc, you might not see them on the camera. Well, there it is. In the high density area, which is the outer area, then that will affect the ability to read more than on the inner layer, or not inner layer, but inner circle, or the low density area. The low density area is basically a CD, so that's enough of this. It's a really good game, but I'd rather get this in much better condition. Okay, the next one would be the PS3 version of Puyo Puyo Tetris. Now, this is kind of a mixed bag because this game is so good. I played a lot of this game on the Switch, on the PS4, and on PC. But this is the original PS3 version. Everything's in really good condition, basically. But why do I say this is not a good pickup? Because I tried connecting to the servers for Puyo Puyo Tetris PS3. No one was playing on PS3 anymore. Plus the load times on the PS3 were too long. Now, another reason why this is one of the worst pickups I made this year, just look at the release date. 1985 to 2015 Tetris Holding. Now, why is this such a big deal in my opinion? We'll go back to the start of the 8th generation of consoles. So the Wii kind of struggled, we all know that. But then there was the PS4 and Xbox One. And neither of them had backwards compatibility from the start. The Xbox One was more doomed, but basically the PS3 was still relevant in Japan up until like 2015 or 2016. The PS4 got a 3-month head start in the West because Sony literally transferred power of their PlayStation brand from Tokyo to Silicon Valley, California. So basically, games still came out on PS3. Notable ones included Trails of Cold Steel and Trails of Cold Steel 2, with Trails of Cold Steel 1 coming out on PS3 in September 2013, and Trails of Cold Steel 2 coming out in late 2014 in Japan. Then the games got translated by Xseed in English, but the thing is, many people moved on to the PS4 already. So the series never got as much attention as it should. Because of that, it's really unfortunate. That's why Puyo Puyo Tetris only came out had a really late release in the West. Because the PS3 was becoming irrelevant to Western gamers. The 3DS was also becoming irrelevant. The Wii U failed. And the Vita failed too. So only platforms that were successful in Japan got Puyo Puyo Tetris at that time. That was until the Nintendo Switch came. Then Sega released it on the PS4 and the Switch, and then they later made a PC port. So basically, that's the story. Now, here's one that might be unpopular. Sakura Wars, the complete TV series. Now the audio mix, English audio tracks were not that great to begin with, but both of these tracks share one thing in common. Let's say you play this on a Blu-ray player, and you set it to bitstream, and you have like a Sony soundbar, like a really complicated setup, such as you use 2 HDMI inputs for the same sources. Because you have to record stuff on OBS, and you don't want to break your CEC system. CEC is basically like you turn on a Blu-ray player and it'll turn on the TV. Something like that. And you can also control the player through your TV. But unfortunately, this not only muted my soundbar, but it also cut the picture. So I highly recommend that you set your player to linear PCM before you play this disc. And other than that, this is also using an ADV Films master. Now ADV Films used to have other anime such as Neon Genesis Evangelion, which is now licensed by Netflix, and Sailor Moon, which is now licensed by Viz Media. Speaking about Sakura Wars, I have another game that's not really that enjoyable, but it somewhat is. Hold on. Hanagumi Taisen Columns 2. Now you notice that the Taisen used here and the Taisen used here is different. This means wars as in Sakura Wars, and this means battle like in the gameplay. So yeah. Now this game, it's just basically columns, but it has a bunch of new modes and stuff. But my main concern is, why do they need big packaging like this? I mean, yeah, I bought this in Los Angeles, believe it or not. Really nice city, you should go there. But that's all I have to say about this. Then you have Formation Z for the Famicom. I bought this as part of a bundle with an AV Famicom, or new Famicom as they call it in Japan. Don't use the term AV Famicom in Japan because they might be referring to adult stuff. Now, the reason this game is not that great is because it's hard to control and it's just... it has little replay value. It's basically an arcade game. So, yeah. And then we get Ye Are Kung Fu. This game is actually really memorable as it was featured in the Netflix anime High Score Girl. I covered her price tag. This game is a little bit hard, but the reason I chose this as the worst pickup was because it doesn't have that much replay value. And replay value is something important to me. Okay, I want to get to the worst thing I've picked up. And I'm not sure if this is a good game or not because I haven't played it much. This. Labyrinth no Kanata. This game, judging by the artwork, this game looks really good and stuff. But there is one thing I really hate about the Nintendo 3DS. Only used for Japan Nintendo 3DS system. You cannot use this on a foreign Nintendo 3DS system. This is the most batshit thing ever. 3DS region locking. Like, what the f, Nintendo? Now, I had to hack my 3DS. Yes, it's an easy process and stuff, but the thing is, why did Nintendo have to add region locking on the 3DS and Wii U? It's basically the worst generation of Nintendo in my opinion. Low sales, poor marketing, and region locking, and price discrimination. Okay, so now we have Fable. It's a great game too, but the thing is, I played this on my Xbox 360 and this doesn't really run well on my Xbox 360 because the original Xbox used a PC architecture, like the Intel processors and all that, but the Xbox 360 used like a PowerPC G5 based processor because they wanted to push high definition graphics more than the CPU power. Now it's a really hard architecture to learn. And Apple eventually gave up that architecture a year after the Xbox 360's launch, thanks to Intel. But we don't know when Apple is going to switch over to ARM. And speaking about ARM, Microsoft actually made 2 attempts to switch Windows over to ARM. The first one was back in 2012 with Windows RT. You can't even use your favorite Windows software on Windows RT. So, yeah. And they also made an attempt with Windows 10 too, because they emphasized, oh, you're going to get LTE connectivity and long battery life. But most people still buy Intel Windows 10 PCs. Even me, I still buy one. So, for every choice, a consequence. And this is really true about my pickups. Now we have this Nisekoi dating sim. It's called Nisekoi Yomeiri, and this is made by Konami again. Now this game I picked it up because it looked pretty cool, and also I love the anime. Now this plays on the PlayStation Vita TV, which was a failure. And you also have it's a dating sim. I haven't played it much, but thing is, in the end, this game could be played on any PS Vita worldwide, but just transferring it to like a SD to Vita adapter takes a lot of time, and it just almost killed my Vita system. So that's enough about this game. Now the last bad thing I want to cover is Pac-Mania. It has really low replay value, and this is also made by Tengen. The condition's not good, but this game is like... And it also uses the Rabbit chip, which is the clone of the Nintendo Lockout chip. It's not a reason why it's bad. The reason it's bad is because it doesn't have much replay value. And that's all about bad pickups. Next time, I will do a video about the best pickups I did in 2019. See you later. This is Lucas Notch. I'm signing out.